Welcome back to another Giro preview. Today we have a look at Intermarche Wanty, which I think is one of the more interesting teams in this kind of Giro. I think being led by Louis Meintjes, does he go for GC? I don't see a point. I think he should ride his way up all the big climbs at the end, but I don't think it should be a massive target. I don't think that's what they should be going and doing. I think he's probably the 10th best climber in the race, behind all the likes of Bernal, Arngman, Carapaz, Martinez, Roglic, Hindley, Tabiri. The list goes on. Ciccone, like all of them. Landa. I think um, you'd be hard pressed to see him beating any of them out. I think, however, he is a very capable stage winner, and I think that is going to be his biggest kind of chance. Stage winner at the Tour de France, the Vuelta. I don't think he has a Giro stage win yet, which has to be a big old chance. He doesn't have too many GC wins under his belt. He's not a massive GC rider overall. Like, he's not a big winner. He's constantly finishing in very, very good positions. But is he doing that strong? Just looking at what he's done all year so far, it's not looking that impressive. 24th in the GC at the Abruzzo, 40th in GC at Catalunya, which likely means he probably wasn't targeting it, to be fair. 59th at Tour of the Alps, doing pretty poorly at the two stages he did. Valenciana, 55th, not doing any better than 15th, which was a time trial. Um, I think he's got some weaker legs than he would like. But I do think that he'll come into his own, and on some big breakaway raid stages, he could be the strongest in a group. So I think it does need to be a real intent to get Louis Meintjes in a strong position in breakaways. Someone like Dion Smith as well, get him in a breakaway where that's going to end in a reduced bunch sprint. And he packs enough of one that I think he's a genuine risk of getting a stage win, or at least high positioning. Um, they could probably do with a few more points. They definitely won't say no to it in the UCI rankings. So top 10 finishes is going to be big. I think they're just going to be, despite being a world tour team, they're going to be a mainstay in this breakaway. I think the idea is generally going to be send one or two up the road on every stage and send maybe three, maybe four in support of Louis Meintjes on some bigger climbs. I think they have to realistically win a stage or at least get a couple of podiums. Louis Meintjes as well, if he goes up and breaks early enough, which I don't think he will, but if he goes up and picks up a few points, he's a genuine risk of the King of the Mountains competition, which I would love to see him go out and do, because I think that is a better serving of his time than a high GC finish. Because again, I don't think he'd be that high. He'd probably make top 10, but in the lower end of that. Um, so I would love to see him go up there, get some KOM points, really go after it, and see where he can end up there. And when you're doing KOM points, you find yourselves in these kind of stage winning positions that you wouldn't have thought to find yourself in. And anything that's going uphill against a reduced group without the favorites, who else would be there? No one really. Go do maybe. Um, Maybe Martinez has dropped enough time on GC to do it. Quinton Herman's like, you'd back him against most of them. Pidcock could be a challenge, but he might decide to go for GC. Bardet maybe. Storer will be a frequent up there. No matter what it is, I think he's got to be one of the favorites if he has good legs. So you've got to think he goes after loosely GC. I'd like to see him go after KOM jersey. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. But stage wins are going to be their big way into making this tour a success with Dion Smith and Louis Meintjes. Thank you all very much for watching. this episode of Giro previews where we take a look at Intermarche Wanty. It was fun as always. If you liked it, chuck it a like on YouTube. Um, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. Let me know what you think about their chances at this race, whether you agreed or disagreed with me. And either way, happy Giro.